Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Maria Christina and this is
Diego.
And as of a week and a half ago, we are married. We are currently reporting to you guys from Cappadocia, Turkey. It's our last day here, so we're gonna look back. Reflect on our first destination before we head on to our next one. We flew 13 hours to get here. That was our first flight from San Francisco to Istanbul, and then when we got there, it was like really hectic and stuff. You need a visa, by the way, if you want to know that. Then you need a visa before you go through customs. Don't go through it all the way for an hour and a half like we did, and then get turned back. And then go through the line again. But it was like 30 euros to get a visa. And the next morning, I woke up to Diego like opening the windows, be like, "Oh my God, look outside!" Da, 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 da. And we look outside, and there was hot air balloons.
I didn't actually mean to like do that. I just like I couldn't fall back asleep the next morning, and it was like 5:30 a.m. here, and I just was like, "Oh, let me just take a peek outside, see what I'm gonna come across." And then boom, there was like hundreds of hot air balloons in the sky.
So then we didn't get a car ahead of time, but we realized that we kind of wanted a car to just explore. If you just want to see the stuff here, then you can walk, but I definitely recommend getting some form of transportation because there's just a lot of really cool things to see that you would need like a ride to get to. And then we went to Maria's breakfast. That was the first thing we did. We walked there. It was like, what?
I would say like a half a mile. It's not far. It's just down the road.
It wasn't far, but it felt far because I was so tired.
Well, you get to a point where it's like straight uphill, and it was just kind of like on our second day, we were just exhausted. So we're like,
The food was Turkish breakfast, amazing, which they just like set out cheeses for you, different egg dishes and breads and spreads and honeys and all kinds of stuff. After we got the car, we just explored around.
Darling, I don't wish you well. When you ain't with me, I want you crying. I know it's wrong, but I just gotta be honest. Pick me up, don't know if it's what I need, but it's what I want. God look out for me. Yeah.
we are in Uçhisar.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Uçhisar Castle. It's right here. It looks amazing. I'm so excited. Like, wow.
I can't imagine the view from up there.
I know, I'm so excited. And I love the Turkish flag. I've like really been loving it.
Majestic.
Uçhisar Khaleesi. Don't they call it Khaleesi like in Khaleesi's like queen in Game of Thrones? Okay. Right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Righty. Let's begin the trek.
Alright, I'm ready for it. I'm guessing this is a quarter of the way.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if Diego will know this reference, but this reminds me of the H2O cave where they turn into mermaids. Anybody know that? Oh, look at the hot air balloon down there.
Isn't that like a water thing?
Yeah, it's a water cave, but I'm just saying like this circular thing where the moonlight comes from.
Yeah. Darling, I don't wish you well when you ain't with me.
Just updating you. Where'd we go? We went to Pigeon Valley first, which was very touristy. Like, it's just a view. I expected it to be like a long hike, but there were like 10 tour buses there, and it was, yeah, definitely very touristy. The views were pretty, but we got there kind of midday, so the lighting was harsh. And then after that, we went to Uçhisar Castle, which was really cool. That one I recommend, definitely worth it. You just climb 250 steps up to the top, and then the view was gorgeous. It was like panoramic, and just the castle in general was really cool. It was all, I don't know what these are, like stones or caves. Do you know?
I think it's like sandstone.
But it was like built into this giant rock, and it's like the highest point in Cappadocia, so that was really, really cool. I liked that. And then there, like, the prices were a lot cheaper. I don't know if it's just because we were out of Goreme, but prices were a drastic difference. So if we want to do any like souvenir shopping, we might go back there. And then we came to, what is this place called?
Urgup. That's
the town, but it's where all the giant phalluses are. So we came here to do that, and we came across some horses, so we want to take some photos of them, and then we'll keep going. There's my husband. Morning. It is day 2 here in Cappadocia. We were originally gonna go on a hot air balloon ride. We like woke up at 3 in the morning to go do that, and then they canceled it. So it's raining today, but we decided we're still like adjusting the time change and stuff. So we're just gonna stay up anyway. Yeah. It's 5:15. We're gonna look at the sunrise from this spot here. I'll show you when we get out, but it's called, what is it called?
Love Hill.
Love Hill. And normally the balloons land here, but since the weather's bad, there's gonna be no balloons landing today, but the sky looks really cool, so we're hoping we get a good sunrise. And we wanted coffee, but everything was closed. And then we came here and there's a coffee shop open, or like a coffee truck, so we're gonna go try that.
Just our luck. And it doesn't start raining until like, I think 10?
Yeah, we have a second. We think we're gonna do that, and then we've been getting really tired, so maybe nap when it starts raining.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
And yeah, okay. Update, it's raining. Good thing we didn't go up into the sky.
I know. The birds are chirping.
I know.
The sun is rising.
The rest of the day ended up just being a rainy day. It got really rainy, really windy, pretty cold, so we just kind of took it slow. We were in and out of here, and we used it as a recovery day to sleep and like catch up on rest. But we had a ceramic themed day, I would say, all pottery. We reached out to our Airbnb host, and she set us up to go on a tour at Derinkuyu Ceramics. Got to like do pottery on the wheel. Me and Diego really like ceramics. We took a class together like a few years ago. I really enjoyed it.
It's fun.
He was talking about how they recreate all of this like work. I guess museums don't want to use the originals, so they reach out to people like them to create replicas of it and put that on display so you can see what it would have looked like. And I thought that was really, really cool. And they took us in, I don't know if I have clips of that, but they showed us how they do all the art and like recreate these famous pieces of work. And the shop is huge.
Massive.
Just ginormous.
All kinds of pottery, like mind-boggling. It was just so much to see.
A lot. And then after that, we went to the, I don't want to mispronounce this, Gure
Musée?
Musée.
Yeah.
Gure Musée, which musée means museum, I'm pretty positive.
The flashing light over there. It's a party over here on this end. A shop there too with a lot of ceramics.
I mean, again, rooms and rooms of ceramics. And there's this stuff that we saw on our tour at the pottery place, but then we also saw at this museum. They used a special, I think they said phosphorus, and they put it in paint. There's an underglaze, he said, and also acrylic. And they mix phosphorus in it. That's how I understood it. And then it like glows. So you turn off the lights and then boom, like it lights up.
It was awesome.
Glow in the dark artwork. Day 3. We started by going to Love Valley, which is the one with all the phalluses, which is why I think that's why it's called the Love Valley.
Yeah, they literally straight up just look like stone penises.
Good morning. It's our second day here in Cappadocia, and today we started by going to Love Valley. We were a little late though, so we didn't get any pictures with the hot air balloons, but it was still really cool. And then now we're gonna go see one of the underground cities. I know that Aynali is one of the more visited ones, but we're going to
Derinkuyu.
yeah, we're going to that one because we read that I mean, they're underground and they're like really tight spaces, and apparently this one has more open space and is better for tall people like this one right here who's 6'1". And I have a little bit of claustrophobia, so we're gonna try this one out, and then maybe, what was it, the other one at another time. Also, another thing I will say is the other underground city, we passed it, had like a huge entrance and it was very clear where you were supposed to go and all that, and this one
It's just a maze,
yeah,
bro. Like, I don't even know where we're at right now.
I think we originally were at a mosque and it like looked like a mosque, so I was like, I don't want to like accidentally go in there. So we like drove around. It's not as touristy here. It's more of a local spot.
Yeah, we look like we're the only tourists out here right now.
Yeah. But yeah, we just drove around and I think we see the entrance to it. It looks more promising than the mosque. It's right there. See, there's a giant sign. So I'm hoping that that's it.
Yeah, it's just ticket off.
Okay, ticket office, yeah.
I have asthma.
What? He actually does have asthma. He's not making a joke. Okay, I'm kind of nervous. I'm like actually really nervous, a little bit.
Alright, here we go.
Wait. Can you put my ticket away and can you please hold my hand?
Oh, you're stressing me out. Please.
Wait, hold my hand.
I feel like someone's gonna come out here and prank us.
Oh, did I get it?
Yeah, go on,
There's someone. So there was someone there behind us. I don't know if we ever got his name.
We
but
didn't.
I had told Diego ahead of time. Okay, I had been reading about all these underground cities. There's 36 underground cities, by the way, beneath all of Cappadocia's towns, and they all connect to each other. Where you're from, and then they offer you a tour, and they base the price off where you're from. So I told Diego, if anybody, I said, listen, if anybody asks you where we're from, don't tell them the US. Tell them Mexico or Colombia, or tell them something else, but don't tell them the US. And that man showed up and he said, where are you from? And Diego said United States, but it's okay. It was still a steal. I think he said, yeah, like I'll give you a tour for $15, like through here, like a 30-minute tour, because we wanted to go see other stuff. And he just told us everything. And honestly, without him, if anybody asks you, I just definitely think you should do a tour. Because one, I don't think we would have known anything that we were looking at. Like, he was able to tell us exactly where the stables were, exactly where they slept, where they ate, where they put candles,
where the church
where they,
was,
yeah, like
everything.
Also, it's like 11 stories down or something, and it just gets smaller and scarier the further down you go. And I don't think we would have gone really even that far into the first floor. Like, I was that nervous, but because this man was here just like running through the joint, I was like, okay, like he knows what he's doing, you know?
Your time was short lived, no replies, no desires. I don't deny, I do the same. From long chats to blank games, the story's deep, I lit the flame, torched the film and that remains. We had a run, I gave it all up. Now I know where I messed up. I let go what I was trying to hold. I said no when I wanted to fold. Can learn more about our situation, cause you posted the thing. I haven't been tested like this before.
After the open air museum, which was really cool, we had to drop off the car, which was kind of sad because it really helped us get around. But so we just decided to take a walk nearby, and we just were strolling, and then we came across a place called Zelve Valley, which earlier on this trip I told Diego I had wanted to go because I'd seen it, and he kept telling me it didn't exist. He kept telling me he couldn't find anything and it wasn't real and it wasn't there or whatever. And then here we are strolling and a sign, Zelve Valley. Nobody was there. It was like just us in this giant valley, and it was really, really cool. We were just like climbing up rocks. We saw this other
couple
church built out of something. A couple that was cruising through on a scooter, which inspired us because the next day we rented a scooter. Yeah. Moving on to the next day, day 4. We finally got to go on a hot air balloon, which I think the footage will speak for itself, so I'm just not even gonna say anything about it, and you can just, you'll understand
You'll
how
be the
amazing
judge
it
of
was.
that one.
We got back here, we walked to eat breakfast, we found a dog that hung out with us for 45 minutes.
He literally followed us to the cafe.
I'll insert clips of him. He was
adorable.
He was our best friend. And then they wouldn't let him into the restaurant with us, so that was sad, but he was waiting outside for a while, and then we saw him leave with a different
group.
with a different group, so we were a little depressed about that. We got attached. Our favorite stuff has been Turkish breakfast at Maria's Breakfast, and today, I can't remember the name, but I'll put it here. That was delicious. And they normally just charge like a flat rate of like $10 US.
Yeah, but it's literally like a
and then they
buffet.
Give a whole spread. And today they were like, you want more, no charge. Like, take all of this stuff. They feed you.
Yeah.
That was just really nice. And then, especially after the balloons, you know, it was a great morning.
Yeah, it was definitely.
And now we're just renting a scooter to drive around and check stuff out, because, yeah. Okay.
Stay tuned.
All over. Now we're gonna stop at our favorite spot, King's, what is it called?
Dun, dun, dun. It's not that bad. Just being a baby.
No, it looks painful. I'm sure it was painful when it happened.
It has a little lump.
What did you order?
I ordered an iced Spanish latte.
That sounds good. I ordered a cold chocolate with hazelnut milk.
That sounds fire.
Yeah, and then he recommended the forest fruit cake.
Yeah.
Big need that with me. Oh my gosh, yours looks delicious.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Boo, it's a straightaway. You got this. What's going on? Bro, what are you doing? Stand up. Why'd you move that rod? What are you... That wore you out?
Day 5. Pretty much like the last full day. We got breakfast at Rock Cafe, and they were just really sweet. It was like a couple that was running it, and they were so hospitable. Like the guy gave us a magnet, and then
we told him that we were on our honeymoon, and he like took our order and everything, came back with our drinks, and he was like, "Oh, this is for you guys," and I was like, "What? Thank you."
He was so nice. And so he happened to have a ranch just a little further down in Avanos, which is like a super nearby town. And yeah, he just gave us his number and we set it up with him.
Hit him up through WhatsApp, and we set one up for
the next morning. So we had the scooter for a few more hours after breakfast. We were gonna go to Zelve Open Air Museum, but I think it was just that it was a Sunday or what. It was packed, like
to the brim.
So we just kind of saw it, and we both looked at each other and we're like,
nah.
No. So we kept on passing, and then we just stumble upon a place called Aynali Church, and it was like a church, a monastery, and it was similar to the Underground Museum, but not, because clearly it wasn't a whole city. It was like a monastery, and we just walk up. It was like $1 or $2 to get in. They hand you a flashlight, and you just like explore it on your own. It was so cool.
It was probably also among one of my favorite spots here, for sure.
This is so cool. Ooh.
It's all over the wall. It's called ballon.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh.
Where are we at?
We are going to the History Old House Tarihi Ivi. We'll show you guys a sign so you actually know, because I don't know how to pronounce it. But it looks so very amazing. I'm very excited.
We're walking up right now as we speak.
Look at it.
Oh my gosh. That's the name of it.
Oh my gosh.
So the guy just told us this is a 5th generation.
But this house has been in his family for 5 generations, from the Hittites time.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
This is adorable. And they just like roped it off. I love that. I didn't know it was going to be this intimate.
Oh, well, because it's his house. I think they just live across the way now.
Yeah.
And then they like turned this into something you can still see.
This is so cool.
Look at the window. There's like plastic or glass there.
This is really cool.
Here we go.
I got all natural pressed orange juice.
I got orange and grapefruit mix.
Let me try yours.
And then he like, I asked him what the town was called because it's just down the road from Goreme, but it feels so much more local and like small town vibes. And I can't remember the name. I'm gonna have to look it up and spell it.
Chavusir.
He was like, yeah, like you can come into my house here. And it's the cutest thing. He said it's been here for 1,050 years and it's been in his family as well. So I think his great-grandfather was like the one who chipped away at it or something like that.
Yeah, he was like my great never stopped. Great-grandfather. I was like, wow.
Okay. He said this used to be the kitchen. And then I love this little seating area here.
I'm sorry.
Yes, after we met Faisal and got to sit in his house and drink his orange juice, we dropped off our car. I mean, first we went to the fairy chimneys where my camera died, but they're kind of like the same rock formations, but they have these other giant rocks on top. Like it literally looks like somebody closed their chimney so the smoke wouldn't come out or something.
Yeah, I don't know how the erosion worked, but it looks like two separate pieces, but it's actually just one big, I don't know, you'll see. Crazy. I kept telling Diego, I was like, are you sure these weren't like man-made? And he's telling you're gonna come out here and say this man-made. And then this morning we went on a sunrise horse tour that we scheduled with that guy from Rock Cafe. And I assumed for the price, I think it was like 400 lira for each, so 800 lira total, which I think transfers to like $60. I think so.
Like maybe even less than that, like $50. For a 2-hour sunrise tour. And I haven't seen anybody take private tours, so I assumed that meant it was $53.
53.
I assumed we were gonna be going like on a tour with a bunch of people, and instead they pull up and it's just us. Like they pick just us up, and we go on this whole tour clearly with the guy who owns the horses, not by ourselves on this trail, but no one else, just us.
Super cool.
And we got to see a different valley that we haven't seen before, which was White Valley. See wildflowers with the rocks, and yeah, I mean that's how we ended our trip here. After that we packed, and now we've been doing this. So
it is a dream out here.
yeah, it's literally dreamland. Like it's that dreamy. It seems like it's a fairy tale.
And we're the main characters. Just kidding.
Always the main character.
Leave a comment, a like, subscribe if you haven't.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.